Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Dipali Evle, Assistant Professor ENTC Department, AISSMS Institute of Information Technology. Today I am going to deliver a hands-on session on microwind software. So we will start with microwinds. Today we will design D flip-flop using transmission gate in microwind software. So here you can see that we will be requiring two transmission gates and two inverters. So two CMOS transmission gates we are supposed to design and two CMOS inverters we will be requiring for D flip-flop design. Here this is the first transmission gate where D is the input. The output of the transmission gate will be Q and it will be given to the CMOS inverter. As well as the output of the CMOS inverter, that is nothing but Q bar, will be given to the second CMOS inverter. So obviously this output will be our Q, and this Q output will again be given to the as the input for the first CMOS inverter. So two transmission gates and two CMOS inverters we will be requiring for D flip-flop design. Now we will implement the same in microwind software. So open the microwind software. First we will design transmission gate. So for transmission gate we will select first PMOS. So this is my PMOS. Then we will go for NMOS. NMOS. I will again go for PMOS and NMOS design. This is my PMOS, then NMOS, now I will move this towards outward so as to have the connections. So for transmission gate I will connect drain to source, drain to source. Now I will just copy this transmission gate and I will put this so I will copy this transmission gate and will put here. Right here. Now I will create one CMOS inverter. For CMOS inverter again I will be requiring PMOS and NMOS, no doubt. So here I will connect source to drain. Then VDD will be given as per our previous design. We are giving VDD as well as VSS. And also I will connect the polysilicon. Just I will stretch this and move towards the right. Okay, so that we can have proper connection. Right, so I will just copy this CMOS inverter and I will use it just here. Now I have two transmission gate and two CMOS inverter. As per our circuit diagram, we will now go for the connection and then we will name the signals. So VDD 1 point, VDD we have to give to the anvil, right? So don't forget to put VDD to anvil. Okay, so first input is our D input. First input is our D input. See, we will be giving clock here, then clock bar here, D input here. Obviously this will be our Q. So this Q will be further given to the first CMOS inverter. The output of the CMOS inverter here will be Q bar. It will be given to the second CMOS inverter. The output of the second CMOS inverter will be Q, and that will be given to the transmission gate, and output of the transmission gate will again be given to here Q, right? So I will just name the signals and then I will connect them. So first input is D. First input is D. So this is my D. So D input. I will just keep the time period, double of this, visible in simulation, and D. This is my D input. Obviously this will be my D input, or you can say Q output, visible in simulation. Now clock. While providing clock and clock bar, you have to take utmost care, right? So clock signal should be given. So this is my clock. I am giving clock here. So CLK, when I say CLK, check high level is 1.20, low level is 0.00, and the time period of my clock signal I will try to keep minimum. So 0.220, 0.220. Okay, so this is my clock. Now clock bar. I am giving clock bar. So not visible in simulation, and just inversion of last clock assign. Now next, same clock and clock bar should be given to the second transmission gate. So here for the PMOS clock and here for the NMOS clock bar. Either you can copy this and directly connect here, that is also okay. Okay, but I will give the separate inputs. So clock, again now not visible in simulation, but the input will be same clock. So for clock 1.20 will be high level, 0.00 will be low level, and the time period will be 220, right? And then clock bar, not visible in simulation, inversion of. Now I am done with all the naming. Just now I will connect the signals according to our requirement. So Q should be connected to Q means output of the transmission gate should be connected to CMOS inverter input. So just now what is the CMOS inverter input is of metal type. So just I will take one polysilicon out from this, and now I will try to connect it using my this overlap should be proper. Now this is nothing but Q bar, and this Q bar is connected to the second CMOS inverter. This Q bar, this is my Q bar. I forgot to give the name. I will give the name Q bar. This is Q bar, right? Because this is the Q input to the CMOS inverter, so output should be Q bar. Metal to poly connected. This output should be Q bar. Then output of the second CMOS inverter should be given to the transmission gate. So here is my second transmission gate. Here this is my second transmission gate. Okay, and the output of the transmission gate should be given to the, okay, so metal is there only. The output of the second transmission gate should be given to the again first CMOS inverter. So we are done with connection. I have SRAM cell with me. I will just I have this example of D flip-flop with me. I will just run this. So this is nothing but our clock input, this is nothing but our D input, and this is nothing but Q and Q bar. Obviously Q and Q bar are complementary to each other. When there is positive edge of the clock, you will get Q to be following D input. It will hold the same input, okay, or Q will be D till the second positive edge of the clock will appear. Okay, so your Q will be D when there is positive edge of the clock, okay, and it will change when there is positive edge of the clock. So this is the output of the D flip-flop when we implement D flip-flop using transmission gate in Microvin software.